I am absolutely pissed off with trying to make this thing work.
That was Gerry Adams' reaction to the first day of the Northern talks in Dublin Castle. The decision to take the talks to both London and Dublin had been taken partly to try and break the deadlock, which had threatened to wreck the talks at Stormont. The talks in London were largely taken up with the expulsion of the UDP from the process, and it now seems that at least 2 of the days in Dublin will deal with the expulsion of Sinn Fein. For News 2, Paul Cunningham now looks at the progress, or lack of it, at today's session.
The Sinn Fein president appeared calm tonight as he came to address 800 people at a public meeting in Dublin. A further 400 unable to get in received an impromptu address from Gerry Kelly. It was a bizarre end to an ironic day for the Northern talks process. Instead of discussing proposed institutional links between Northern Ireland and Dublin, the issue most important to Republicans, they ended up talking about kicking out Sinn Fein. There were 7 parties allowed to attend the discussions at Dublin Castle, although the clear aim of today's meeting was to reduce the list to 6. 2 parties continued to refuse to attend, and another with links to the UDA and the UFF was not allowed in. For the Ulster Unionists, 2 killings linked to the IRA meant Sinn Fein must go.
Martin McGuinness has refused to condemn those murders, as he always does. And at the end of the day, Martin McGuinness and Sinn Fein have got to realise that if they want a place at the seat of democracy, at the table of democracy, then the IRA must end its campaign of violence for good. They haven't done that. They have been disingenuous. They have deceived the people.
As the UUP delegation then went on to make a brief protest at the destruction of Edward Carson's Georgian house, the sole remaining fringe loyalist party agreed with the Sinn Fein indictment, but let it be known they were not happy.
We said this has to be inclusive, and today we found that we could be the only party with any paramilitary links at all who are still in the talks, and that seems a bit ironic. And we're getting close to May, and we need everybody in to make sure that happens.
In the talks themselves, there was a brief meeting attended by all parties in the morning. This broke up into informal bilaterals. In the end, the meeting wrapped up at 7 with no decision on Sinn Fein's future. The normally unflappable Sinn Fein president later lost it when a reporter probed him on his party's links with the IRA and how it secured a ceasefire.
I'm going to if you would ever shut up. Right. Secondly, I'm not performing here, Johnny. Okay? Why did we bring about and how did we bring about the cessation? The children in the streets know how we brought about the cessation, because John Hume and I and Albert Reynolds and people in Irish America moved beyond demonisation, moved beyond marginalisation, and started to deal with the North as a political problem. That's how we were able to bring about the cessations, and you know that. So don't smart-arse me in terms... Let me finish, please. And I have given you a reasonable answer to which you knew the answer.
A bitter end to a bad day for Sinn Fein. The talks resume at 2 o'clock tomorrow. The 2 governments will move to oust them.
Paul Cunningham